Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do something new, something I've never done before. It's actually a tips and tricks video on a game I've come to really enjoy. It's Stoneshard, currently in early access. I've played quite a bit of it on this channel and I've put quite a lot of hours in it. So with my experience, I actually want to bring you guys or show you guys some tips and tricks on how to begin the game, because it can be brutal if you don't really know what you get yourself into. I died quite a bit, so I learned basically the hard way. And since I'm expecting that the player count will increase with the March update, the Troll Slayer update at the end of March, I think this is a good time to actually provide some of my knowledge. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this and learn at the same time. So the tricks are actually, tips and tricks are actually mostly for new players, but I think experienced players can maybe learn a thing or two from this. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the tips and tricks. So first of all, the items that you have. So they have different values. So this says 198, so Derwin's bow. And if you want to sell it at the correct vendors. So you have different vendors here. You have like the general merchant. You have the guy that provides you with food, the butcher. And then we have the herbalist as well, carpenter, and the blacksmith. So let's just look at this. So for now, you can sell the bow here at the general merchant for 10 gold. If you look at the blacksmith over there, so let's trade him. You can actually sell it for 20 gold. Now where it gets interesting, if you go to the carpenter, and I figured this out after a lot of hours into the game. Let's see. You can sell the bow for 49. So you can actually make quite a bit of profit selling to the correct vendors here. And I think that will basically maximize your profits. So next tip will be the village elder. So now, the village elder of Osbrook, some people actually can't find him. That's pretty funny. You can actually talk to the tavern dude for a tip on where the elder is, but I'm just going to show you guys because some people actually can't find him at all. And before we get into that, if you start your first playthrough, you can actually find weapons here on the racks. I didn't take them, or I did take the bow and the arrows at first. So you can take a lot of nice items to sell at first. And then if you go upstairs, you can actually find the elder over here. So this is the elder of Osbrook. And you can basically buy a map if you lose it, but you don't really have to. Now if you just talk to him, you just ask for contracts and you can accept different contracts here. What I've seen from people is that they actually don't accept the quest and then they just go to the waypoint, clear the dungeon and take the stuff back from the chests and then activate the quest, and then they don't have the days to complete the quest. So another tip here, useful tip, if you don't want to use storage room, you can actually, because if you rent a bed in the tavern, you can actually get some storage, but if you don't want storage, or if you don't want to invest in that, you can actually just use this as a storage. And what people have told me is just put the map in there, take a screenshot of the map and get the map in there, so you actually save some space. The next tip will be the saving at camps and taverns. It's actually interesting how this game handles the saving. So if you guys don't know, if you die, you respawn at your last save point. So if you don't save for a while and you die, you're basically screwed. So you can save in beds. So you can just sleep for an hour. The game will save. To get this bed, you just talk to the owner of the tavern. Just talk to him. And then you need to I need to save for the night. Allows to save the game. You can do 1 day, a week, and 2 weeks. They made it actually really inexpensive. First it was 300 crowns for 2 weeks, but they decreased it to 110. So that's a nice way. And there is another way to save the game. So if I just open my map here, you see these different camps, the campsites. If you clear them, for example, you have a mission over here at the outpost of Inver, you can actually go to all the way through the forest, just go to the camp, save there if you clear it out. There are normally a couple of bandits there and some loot. You can save and then you can just go and try the outpost if you guys want to. You can also go back, sell the stuff and go back and save again and then go for the... Alright, next tip will be make sure you have the correct supplies and essentials. So you've food, water, arrows, medicine. What I always do is I want to grab a bow with me. Now I have the archer here, or an archer character, but I always want you guys to, like, especially in the beginning when you don't deal a lot of damage, just take arrows and a bow with you to aggro one enemy at a time. I will come back to that later, that point. Always take like one lockpick. They did fix the system now, unfortunately. First the lockpicks never broke, but now they do. So make sure you always have a set of lockpicks. I normally don't take a rag. I just came back from an expedition. But take like one bandage. I always take 2 splints, some food, and of course the water skin. If you guys don't know, and this is actually what I found out after a while of playing, you can just refill the water skin here at the wells. Always make sure you do that. It's free. It's completely free. And you can drink from it as well. I never take the bucket. But the water skin, it has a lot of charges, so that's quite good. So try to be as minimalistic as possible to save up a lot of supplies, to take back more to sell and speed up your progress. I always try to avoid taking a lot of risks, so I normally take a little bit too much. But later on in the game you can actually get a backpack. So at the, I think it's the, I don't know, it's either the Sticky Crypt or something like a fort. I think it's the fort here. You can actually get a backpack. So it's in the second room if you don't... So on the left side, you normally enter the like dungeon. And on the right side, there is like a little room with a backpack in it. And the backpack will actually replace the... let me check my character here. Will replace your cloak. And it will give you more inventory space. So if you guys want more inventory space and you're later on in the game, you can actually go there and take the backpack with you. It's quite useful. I've seen a lot of people actually commented on my videos to actually take that. So if you guys don't know, for the healing supplies, you have the herbalist here in Osbrook. He's actually gone. No, he's in here, I'm pretty sure. So basically you... Dude, hello? Stop it. There we go. So he basically has all the essentials. So splints are really inexpensive, like I said. So try to take like 2 of them. And then always get a bandage because you don't want to bleed. If you guys want to avoid taking risks, maybe take 2. And then always take like 1 or 2 healing salves. And I normally never buy any... ingredients, so these plants, because you can just find them in the wild. So let's move on to the let's move on to the next tip. Alright guys, next tip will be the aggro in the early game. So encounters in the early game, try to hover around the borders to lose aggro into the town for easy experience. So for example, you can see here, I'm currently over here, so the field with the road, right underneath Osbrook. And what you can do, normally roads lead to ambushes, so if you just walk on the road you will get ambushed. I triggered one here, but you can also just go into the forest and try to trigger some wolf packs. What you can do is you can aggro like these guys and then like go to the border. Okay, I'm taking quite a bit of damage here. And it doesn't actually matter because if I go over here, I go back into Osbrook. And they won't follow you, so you can just go over here, for example. And then, there we go. And then they spawn over here. And you can just swap to your bow, shoot him, if it actually hits. Just go back, they stay there. You go all the way over here. And you just rinse and repeat for every type of enemy encounter. The only thing I would recommend here, never aggro bears in the early game. They will just absolutely demolish you. Never do that. So that's a good tip as well here. Never aggro bears. That's just an extra tip you guys are going to get here. And the reason I'm taking a bow with me is because you can actually long range target them, the enemies. For example, if you go to a fortress here or an outpost, for example here, outpost Inver, they actually sit at the campfire, the enemies, and you can trigger them one at a time because your range or your field of view is longer normally with the archer. Or with any other character you can do this as well. Just take the bow, shoot one of the enemies. Now this actually seems quite obvious, but I'm going to put it out there anyways. You can actually repair your items at the vendors. So if you go like to the blacksmith, you trade him, he doesn't run away. You see here this little repair metal items. So you can actually click that, check it. So all the items have durability. So normally when you find items from enemies, they actually lose a lot of durability, and that will actually negatively affect your item stats. So you don't want that, of course. I currently have everything pretty much fixed, so that's good. But this one has like 34 out of 35, 31 out of 35. Once it gets decreasing stats, you actually need to repair it. So it will cost you a little bit of gold. It's actually really inexpensive. But for example, if you start with the knight, she has armor. It's really good, but it's broken. You first need to save up and repair it, and that will actually cost you quite a bit of gold. So you can do this as well at the... So this is the metal items. If you go to the tailor here, it will actually repair your like cloaks and your headband here. And this guy will repair your wooden items. Of course here. Let me just quickly show you guys. Oh, is he? Okay, it's late at night, so... But it is the same thing for him as well. He can... Alright, keep your stats in mind as well. So you basically have the stats menu here. Where is it? Character. Character window. Alright, so you have a lot of stats here, so it can be quite overwhelming. You can see here, I'm currently hungry. I'm not that thirsty, not intoxicated, no pain and immunity. Morale and sanity are both 100%. If they drop below a certain point, you can actually experience really annoying negative effects. Same with like the injuries. So what you can do as well, if you have an injury, just open your character panel, click on, for example, if the right hand is injured, you can just click on it, and it will actually show you the different options you have for the like splint, healing salve, etc. So if you actually make sure that you like eat at the right time, you get like a morale bonus, and that will actually help you as well. Now this vigorous bonus that I have here is because I slept, and after you sleep for a while, you can actually get this bonus. It doesn't really help you. It's mostly all of this that you need to keep low. So if you get the pop-up like I'm thirsty, immediately drink if you can, right? So if you are in an encounter and you cannot spare a turn, then don't. Just do it right after the encounter. If you're hungry, same thing. Now for the last tip, and this is actually an encounter you don't see quite often, but it's a rare encounter, I would say. If you go to like different camps, you can actually encounter wolves or bears or whatever. It can be just bandits fighting bears or bandits fighting wolves or a pack of wolves attacking a camp. But you can actually take advantage of it. And I actually, I'm showing it here in the clip. You just have to wait and then take full advantage of it. And just reap the rewards of it after they've killed each other. So normally, maybe there are like 2 enemies left. You can actually stand at quite a safe distance with a bow to actually help the losing party out as well, because you want to balance it. So you have to fight less enemies at the end of the encounter between those groups. What you guys are seeing here is actually a rare encounter, I think. I got a lot of stuff from it, and you just have to like be a little bit lucky, but you will. In the couple of runs I did, I encountered quite a few of these like fighting enemies. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I learned you guys something to start the Troll Slayer upgrade update at the end of March. Hopefully you guys are as excited for me to join back into that. Maybe if you guys have anything else that you want to share with the rest, some tips and tricks that I forgot, or some advanced tips and tricks, because this is really the beginner ones, just share it in the comments. I will probably do another video on the Troll Slayer update before I actually jump into a run. Make sure you guys are going into my Discord as well to help me out, to figure things out. I will keep posting content on this game. It may not be regular because I'm just waiting for the update, because it will probably reset my runs. But I'm still having a lot of fun with it after 25 hours of the game. For now, I would like to thank you for watching. See you guys next time.